Next topic, would you please answer these two questions? Which angles created by parallel lines cut by a transversal are congruent? And which angles created by parallel lines cut by a transversal are supplementary? Alright, so stop the video and answer those questions now. Here are the answers. The big angles will be congruent. The small angles will be congruent. The big and small angles will form supplementary pairs. All right, discussion. Notice that there are only two sizes of angles in the diagram. All the small angles are congruent, all the large angles are congruent, and then the small and large angles form supplementary pairs. Okay? Next topic. Would you please answer the following questions? How is the triangle between points X, Y, and Z denoted? Also, what do you call a triangle with two congruent sides, or with three congruent sides, or containing a right angle? All right. Third question. A triangle has a right angle and a side length of 10. What's the sum of the measures of all the angles? And then what's the length of the hypotenuse of a right triangle if the other sides have lengths 1 and 2? So again, stop the video and answer these questions. Alright, I will now give you the answers. Little triangle symbol and the letters X, Y, and Z. Second question, isosceles, equilateral, and right triangles. Third question, 180 degrees. Last question, the square root of 5. Discussion. Triangles are denoted by a small triangle and three letters representing the three corners as shown in the diagram. Okay? Triangle vocabulary. Isosceles triangles, that refers to triangles that have two sides that are congruent. Equilateral triangles, that refers to triangles that have three sides that are congruent. Right triangles, that refers to triangles that contain right angles. Hypotenuses, that's a term for the biggest sides of right triangles. Okay? Sums of triangle angles. If you added the measures of all the angles in any triangle, you would find that it adds up to 180 degrees. All right? That value is given on the first page of every SAT math section. All right? It wouldn't hurt to memorize it nevertheless, however. All right? Pythagorean theorem. This is a nice formula that applies to every right triangle. Okay? If you have a right triangle and you denote the length of the hypotenuse by C, you denote the lengths of the other two sides by A and B, it will always be true that A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Okay? This is a very important formula, very useful. You will definitely want to familiarize yourself with how to use it. Okay? This is also on the first page of every math section, although again it wouldn't hurt and it wouldn't be that hard to memorize it. Next topic. Would you please answer the following questions? A right triangle has sides of length 3 and 4. What's the length of the hypotenuse? Next question. A right triangle has sides of length 5 and 12. What's the length of the hypotenuse? Last question. A triangle and a square both have side lengths all equal to 1. They are cut in half to create right triangles. What are the lengths of the sides of the two pairs of congruent right triangles created? Okay, so stop the video and try to answer these questions if you can. Okay, here are the solutions. 5, second question, 13. Last question, two triples of numbers. The first triple contains the numbers 1/2 square root of 3 divided by 2 and 1. The second triple contains the numbers 1, another 1, and the square root of 2. Okay? Discussion. 3, 4, 5, and 5, 12, 13 triangles. These are triangles that have very nice side lengths. Nice because they don't have fractions or square roots in them. All right. They show up a lot on SAT math sections. All right. So you will want to memorize these triplets of numbers so that you can identify them when they appear. Some related side length combinations you can create by simply multiplying the values of these triples by some numbers 6, 8, 10, and 10, 24, and 26. Okay, those are also valid side lengths for right triangles. 30, 60, 90 degree triangles and 45, 45, 90 degree triangles. All right, what you're going to want to know about right triangles that have those angle measures are that the side lengths always have the following ratios. For different right triangles that have the same angle measures, the side lengths might be different, but the ratios of the sides within each triangle will still be the same. Okay, whatever the hypotenuse is of your 30, 60, 90 degree triangle, the smallest side will be half that length as in the diagram. Okay, the other side will have a length which is the square root of 3 times the length of the smallest side, or in the diagram, square root of 3 divided by 2. Let me now talk about the 45, 45, 90 degree triangle. Okay, whatever the length of the hypotenuse is, the ratio of that length to the lengths of any of the other two sides will always be the square root of 2. Okay, now these ratios are also given on the first page of every SAT math section. All right, once again, you're definitely going to want to know how to use these ratios, and I'd also encourage you to go ahead and memorize them anyway. All right.